All right, today I'm going to be talking about the difference between gas and battery-powered chainsaws. I just started using the Stihl battery-powered saw, and I am very impressed with how it compares to my gas-powered units. There are a few situations where I still get out my gas unit, but this battery-powered one is my new go-to for about 90% of my tasks. The first thing to compare right off the bat is the weight. When using gas, I typically run this MS211 unit, and it weighs in at 10 pounds. This battery-operated MSA 220 weighs in at 11.2 with the battery. Now let's talk about starting them. When starting a gas unit, you typically have a primer bulb, have to put it in choke, pull the starter cord, wait for it to turn over, flip it to on, then with one or two more pulls, you're ready to go. With a battery-operated, you release the chain brake, squeeze the trigger, and that's it. As long as you have a charged battery, the saw is literally ready to go whenever you are, whether that be right when you bring it home from a dealer or after a long winter of it being stored. The next thing worth comparing is the noise. I can spend hours stomping around my property doing chainsaw work and have just gotten used to the constant rumbling of the engine and the smell of gas. It is definitely a different experience to pick up the battery-powered saw for use, but then have dead silence just a few seconds after I take my finger off the trigger. Typically when I'm clearing land, I'll pick a spot to work on and do a bunch of cutting. Then I'll pause and take time to pull all of the down brush out of my way so that I can access the next spot. I normally leave my gas unit idling during this time because it's a pain to turn off, then turn back on in just 5 minutes. But with the battery saw, I don't have to deal with that dilemma to decide if my cutting brake is worth turning off my saw. I set it down, then whenever I'm ready, it is too. The battery-powered unit also makes it convenient if you're working with somebody. It's very easy to pause work and have a conversation instead of having to get close enough to yell over an engine. Now, battery-operated saws still require bar oil, but other than that, no fluid is needed. That means you can mix skipping gas and oil together or leave your pre-mixture behind. It also means that there are fewer parts to maintain. I don't know if you've ever cleaned a carburetor because it's got gummed up, either due to lack of maintenance or improper storage. But battery operated completely eliminates all of that because there is no carburetor. All right, now let's talk about the big one, power. Can a battery operated saw do the jobs that a gas powered one can? Let's go ahead and do a side-by-side test. For the test, I started off by cutting some 3 to 6 inch diameter branches. And then I cut up some 14-inch logs. Both saws perform about the same on smaller limbs and branches, and while the battery-operated saw didn't cut the hard pecan quite as quick, it still didn't struggle with it. But is that spared few seconds really needed for you? For me, it's about a job-to-job evaluation. Do I need to cut 2 down pecans or 15? I definitely still have jobs where I reach for my gas unit, but I'm finding it less and less since battery-operated saws have become much more equivalent while also having some clear winning features. A lot of what I do around my property is clear underbrush or small growing cedars from under my oaks. With that, my battery-operated saw has the power I need, so the only thing I manage is runtime. If I plan to put in 6 to 8 hours of cutting, then I either make sure I have 2 batteries with me, and then I always have one on the charger. My shop is just right through the woods, so if I need to put one on the charger, then I also take probably a much needed break. Of course, if I don't feel like messing with batteries and charging, then grabbing the gas-powered unit is always a great option as well. Now, batteries might be looked at as an expense, but just like any other tool, investing in a platform can also be looked at as a plus. It's my goal to eventually switch all of my yard equipment, including a string trimmer and a leaf blower, over to a battery-operated system. So if that's the case, I already have the batteries and I just need to buy the tool. Plus, don't forget the positive impact it has on the environment since it reduces the carbon footprint. So, conclusion, I definitely think that there is still a place for gas-powered units. But with the advancement of battery technology, it is capable of handling the vast majority of jobs that I'm tackling. So if you're looking to get into a chainsaw, then at least put it on your radar that the battery-operated units are worth considering, because I bet they would surprise you. I really hope that you found this video informative and helpful, and if you have questions about anything that I've talked about, then I have links for you down in the description. Big thank you to Stihl for supporting my channel and working with me on this video. I will see you on whatever I'm doing next. If you are looking for some great Sawhorse plans, then I have a link for you right here for this one, as well as 2 other variations. This one's cheap, it's sturdy, it's very quick to put together, and the thing that I like the best is that it's foldable. And it's collapsible.